Good. It's a pleasure speaking to Mr. Kufai, who is the third vice president of the Gambia Football Federation and also the general manager of the Independence Stadium. Mr. Kufai, the draw was done yesterday, and Gambia happens to be in Group G alongside Mali, South Sudan, and Congo. What is the state of Scorpions playing at the Independence Stadium? You understand the stadium is still under the CAF ban.
Well, as of now, we cannot say much because when CAF decided to ban the stadium, the Ministries of Youth and Sport set up a technical team, including the Ministry of Works, and they did their survey and estimate. And it's submitted now to the government for possible rehabilitation. So we are just awaiting their decision on that.
Matches are not very far now. End of May, Scorpions, the qualifiers will kick off. Maybe there is an arrangement with regards to where our home matches will go, provided that the stadium will not be ready before the time.
If the stadium is not ready, there is a first option is to try Senegal, which we tried the last time for the qualifiers, pre-qualifiers. But we were playing the same day with Senegal, so it was not possible. But Senegal is the first option if the stadium cannot be available.
Have you kickstarted any preparation or any searching of venue?
Yes, within the sub-region, Senegal is nearer to us, and it's more practical to play in Senegal. And we have started, the JFF have started contacting Senegal to see what is possible, so we can have a plan B in case the stadium cannot be available for the first match only.
Yeah, let's say, do we also know whether before the qualifiers will finish, there will be opportunity for the team to play at the stadium? Here I'm talking about if the technical team is ready with the gathering of fund and for the stadium to be maintenance. Is there any opportunity like that?
I don't think there will be an opportunity. Remember, these players are professional players, and they play with their teams, and they are only released during FIFA dates. Without FIFA dates, they are not released. So, you know, the opportunity is slim. The FIFA window starts on the 30th May. When are the leagues going to complete for them to be released? And you know, that depends on all that.
What I mean, before the entire qualifiers will finish?
No. I think the stadium will be rehabilitated. Whether we can play the first match here, that's the challenge. But the second match, it could be a possibility in September.
You were quoted, or let's say it was quoted somewhere, that 100 million, an estimate of that is needed to rehabilitate the stadium.
Yeah, that's what the Minister of Works has submitted. You know, the rehabilitation involves a lot of things, because it involves having seated pavilions throughout. It should be seated. The dressing rooms have to be expanded, you know, and then improve it to international standard. Then you have the football pitch have to be replaced. With the entire pitch have to be replaced. It's the grass, because what we have here is a giant Bahama grass, and the modern grass is Bermuda grass, which you see on TV and so on. You know, you have the press stand has to be improved, and so many, and also the fitting and fixtures of the stadium for the spectators. So those things have to be improved, and based on the estimate of, you know, the experts, that's what they have estimated.
What specifically CAF wants you to improve, or is it all these?
All these things, but you can do it in stages. You know, you can do it in stages, and that's what the stadium recommended. If we cannot do all, let's do it in stages. We do the dressing rooms, the football pitch, and also maybe the covered pavilion. That's a first stage. Then after that, we do the rest, you know, because to raise 100 million will be a challenge. But if you cannot do, we can just do these three as the first stage, and then government will provide a time period whereby they will be able to provide the other funds for the other second part to be done.
And that's what I want to ask now. 100 million to raise that will be difficult, looking at the current economic situation. For some, it's even better for Gambia to go for a new stadium. What is the green light, or what is there any hope in regards to your engagement with government that at least part of this money will be available for the rehabilitation process to start?
No, but as I said, we have already sent the information to the Minister of Youth and Sports, and they will work on it to come with a cabinet paper, presented to the cabinet, and government will take a decision on what to do, either to do option A or option B, to do all or to do part of it. Build a new stadium. Gambia needs a new stadium, definitely. This stadium has been here for too long, and there has not been so much investment in the stadium. And the population is growing. Young people are all football lovers, and we need a bigger capacity stadium. But that costs more than the 100 million. If rehabilitation cost is only 100 million, a new stadium will cost more than that, especially a modern stadium that we are looking for. We definitely need another stadium, somewhere, outside of the Greater Banjul area to accommodate everybody.
Let's look now the impact on the pitch. This team, since that wonderful performance in Cameroon, cannot still play in front of Gambian fans in Gambia. Performance-wise, are you looking into it having any effects on their performance?
Well, it will. It will, because this is the qualifiers. This is not the Afcon. This is the qualifiers. It might have an impact, but the teams also have performed well outside the Gambia. The only sad thing is having, the fans to watch the team at home, which all of us want, because it's better you watch your team at home, But it will happen very soon. Maybe not, if not in June, maybe in September.
Let's say we happen to be playing at the same time with Senegal. Are we going back from Morocco as one of your very friendly or very easy to deal with countries?
No, this one could be different, because before we send the date that we want to play our home game, we'll liaise with Senegal, if that's a possibility, to know when they are playing. That one was, they were preparing for the World Cup qualifier, and that's demand a lot from Senegal, so that's why. But this one, we have to, look at the when Senegal decides to play home, and then we see how do we adjust our date to play at home so that we can accommodate each other.
The groupings, we have Congo, Brazzaville, South Sudan, and Mali. For personal view, or maybe at the level of GFM, there are so many Gambians outside who are saying, it's a fair draw, and they will be able to go out of this group to return back to the Afcon for the second consecutive time.
Well, it's a fair draw because they are familiar foe. We played with Gabon, for the past 2 years, we played with Gabon, we played with South Sudan, we played with Mali. So we know them, and Gambia used to be an underdog before we went to the Afcon, but now we are a top dog, so everybody expects us to perform. And that's where the technical team and the coach comes in to how to balance, the level of the team now and than before. So every Gambian expects that the team will do well. And we have the players to do well. We have so many good players, and we just have to improve on certain things. But yeah, we are a good team and will do well.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes complacency sticks in, like we saw during the preliminaries. It nearly becomes a problem during our match against Chad. I think you think we should be very much prepared towards these qualifiers, knowing that football is diversified now. You cannot take any opponent for granted.
Yeah, because before, when we play, we roll our sleeves, fight very hard, and win matches through a lone goal or, the work rate of the team. Chad did the same to us. They just rolled their sleeve. But because of the class of the team, we are able to come out with it. But it's a lesson learned from the team. That's why I said now it's the coach to balance, the pre-Afcon Gambian team and the post-Afcon Gambia team. It's totally different. As a coach, you have to look at it and see that the Gambia cannot just come now with any team, sit down and wait for them to attack them. That's what we do pre-Afcon. After Afcon, we are a top team. All the teams we played with them, everybody expect that we need to play more openly. But it's for the coach to balance that, and that's why he's hired to do the job.
And finally, before we take leave of you, matches will be played end of May, I think September, and we'll come back March next year. And let's say in between these matches, when do you think at least there will be that opportunity for us to have one game at the stadium here? Will it be before March or?
As I said, this team is a professional team. Players are professional players. They are owned by their clubs. Clubs will not leave their players without FIFA date. And the FIFA date starts on the 30th. So players cannot be even available for the coach before the 30th.
But after 30th, there will be other FIFA sanctioned dates before next year?
No, there will be none. Because remember the World Cup is coming. You know, the World Cup is coming. So there will be no. The only FIFA date is 30th March to 14 June, and then in September. After that, you have the World Cup. So there will be no date available for the players to come here. But we hope that if you don't play here in June, you can play here in September. We just hope that the government can find a way of providing the funds for that to happen.
Finally, I'll give that opportunity. There are so many misquotations outside with regards to the rehabilitation and even money to rebuild the stadium. What do you have to tell Gambians?
I haven't had any.
Some are saying 100 million to rehabilitate the stadium is way too much. Maybe they didn't understand where the money should be put in. Some are saying it's even better you use that money to build a new stadium.
100 million cannot build a new stadium. Cannot build an international stadium. This is just for rehabilitation, and these are estimates from the Minister of Works, who are the experts, you know. But to improve the standard to that level, you know, people have their own opinions. But football is expensive. Stadiums are expensive. Very expensive, but that's why governments own stadiums, you know. So, apart, if you are a club, a rich club, yes, you can do it, but normally it's government. Within Africa, governments own their stadium. So, I think it depends, you know. If you spend 100 million, satisfy the whole Gambian public, it's worth it. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.